I must, and yet I cannot.
I'll tell you what, you'll be wishing it was that kind of alien. At least you'll be wishing, you'll be glad to have them on your side. Because at least they have a head. At least there's 2 arms and 2 legs. It could be worse. It could be much worse. Creatures that knock down the holy golf tees of Arlington. Creatures that have 4 legs and 8 arms. Create amorphous, hideous things. Blights upon reality. You'll be lucky to get that. You'll be lucky to get that, my friend. At least that's something you can puke at. Something you can throw up over. Something you can run in fear away from. What if it's something you can't run away from because you can't see and it's everywhere? Something just like the conspiracy is, but even more powerful than the conspiracy. The conspiracy is playing games with the exist. The conspiracy in the form of a false SubGenius church somewhere in this country is trying to make deals with the anti-exist, the Yakutisma. The creatures. And what shall they do? What shall we do with this little... What will they do when they see our little delicate, rubbery, crudely rendered planet? I tell you what, it's going to be up to you. It's going to be up to you. What are you going to let happen to this planet? What are you going to do about it? Bob's going to let you decide what to do about it. Is that what you're going to... Are you just going to sit there? They won't even have to do it. Bob won't even have to see that the end of the world happens properly. It'll happen by accident.
The X's have landed. Earth's under their control. Dobbs' vision stands proven. The city's radioactive holes. We don't know what their game is, what their name is, unpronounceable. We don't know what they came for, but what they aim for is impossible.
About the cattle mutilations, I think that it can be probably linked to the bleeding head of Arnold Palmer worship by Exist and other extra.
There's a weakness as a leader of a church. They don't know that they're that their slack is being robbed by a mindless conspiracy. But they know that Bob, I mean, you can look at him.
He does have that air.
Cultural.
Yeah, you know what's
LA Times.
I would be like straight up.
Yeah, you got it. You will be. You're almost there. Bucking. Hey, time now. Where's Buck?
Okay.
Where's Buck? Where's his mom?
Where's Janer? Wait a minute. Where's Janer?
Are you missing somebody?
Where? Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me now.
Janer's out. No, he's sleeping in that truck. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's let him know.
Yeah, it's better.
It's okay.
He'll get all the girls anyway.
Let's say he's Janer.
Hi. Told the judge.
Fine to meet you.
You see?
Okay, we'd like to welcome you all to Helen's Place, home of the Anti-Club, and owned by Helen, fabulous Miss Helen. And these are the doctors for Bob, and they're going to tell you a little bit about what they do and are going to do. Thank you.
Well, we're not Doctors for Bob. There are 2 members of the famous band that you came to see, Doctors for Bob. We are all, though, members of equal standing of the Church of the SubGenius. Actually, we are early apostles of the Dobbs, whose blessed visage you see in large phone core.
Well, actually, Dr. Bob can be used more than one way. There's a generic Dr. Bob in that we are all doctors, and we're all four Bobs, so in a way we are doctors for Bob. There's also a specific band in Little Rock, Arkansas, known as Doctors for Bob. That includes Michael and myself.
Well, anyway, I'll let the various popes, saints, ministers, and demons introduce themselves, starting over here.
Okay, I'm St. Paul Mavridis. I also am head of the Lies Project and a member of the band that dare not speak its name from San Francisco.
Speak up a little bit.
What? I'm Paul Mavridis.
He's lies.
I'm Paul Mavridis. All lies. Head of the Lies Project. In the band that dare not speak its name from San Francisco.
You think we're going to tell the press anything that's true? Maybe it might get reported correctly by accident. That's why most of this whole thing works. Okay.
I'm Reverend Sternodox, or I'm Reverend Sternodox from Little Rock, Arkansas. I'm in Doctors for Bob.
I'm the Reverend Dr. Mr. M.D. David Meyer II. I'm the Pope of all New York and Idaho.
I'm Jose Jimenez, and I take care of all the microphones, radio shows, and all things. I'm Reverend Ivan Stang. I do the dirty work.
I'm G. Gordon, Mercy of Mercy, and head of security, and the Pope of South America.
All South America.
All Southern Hemisphere.
All Southern Hemisphere.
We voted last
He
night.
was first team also.
Yeah, 2 years in a row. I'm St. Janor Harpocles, the legendary rancher, dancer, singer, performer, one of the co-founders of Doctors for Bob's Blood dances gleefully to the singing rhythms of the scaffold.
Right, I'm Pastor Buck Naked from Dallas, founder of the first naked church of the SubGenius, and one of the original members of the church.
Yeah.
I sing, I have a band at home called More Drunk Cowboys.
Yeah. But we're not the point of all this. The point of this is Bob Dobbs, right?
We could end this whole thing in 2 minutes, because the only thing you have to know about it is that we're for Bob and Slack and against the conspiracy, and that's it.
Yeah. The conspiracy is what's been taken away your Slack. If you don't even know what Slack is, that's just another illustration of how successful they've been and how important Bob Dobbs is. What we ought to do, though, is show the videotape. This is 8 minutes into the 2-hour videotape. We won't put you through all of that. A lot of it's blank. Who is
And talk about the tragic assassination last year.
You talk about the tragic assassination.
Well, I was one of the co-producers of the first SubGenius revival. It was the first stop on a world tour. We were all set up to travel all around the country. Our first show was at the Victoria Theater in San Francisco in January of 1984. And Bob made his first and unfortunately only public appearance. He was felled by an assassin the moment of walking out on stage.
At the ironically named Night of Slack.
Yeah, and did you read about it in the National Enquirer? Did you hear about it on TV?
Not even the goddamn Midnight Sun.
That's right.
It was in high performance.
It was in But once again, that's how the conspiracy covers it up. They have to put a label on it. Oh, humor. Yeah, it's a joke. The conspiracy is a big joke. 3,000 kids starving to death in Mexico City. Big joke. Yeah, you having to work 9 to 5 your entire life on some meaningless shit job that you don't care about just to have enough money to survive.
Radioactive waste in the backyard. Oh, let's watch Dallas.
So they figure Bob is a joke, and Slack must be a joke too, because it's too good to be true. Yeah, Bob, so too good to couldn't. But at the same time, Bob wants it to make it clear that he is not the Messiah.
And I know a lot of people kind of hoping and wishing and thinking, yeah, Bob, this must be it. But he has to make it clear, he didn't die for your sins. That's up to somebody else. Bob doesn't care about your sins.
Bob makes a point of, as soon as you join the Church of the SubGenius, it's insisted that you schism immediately and form your own heretical offshoot, which is what
make up your own
what every man at this table has done.
That's right.
Such as
We
the
need
Head
new
Arnold
sins.
Palmer Launcher Society.
And Bob came and comes again and again and again to justify your sins, to rationalize your sins.
The greatest threat to the church as it exists today is those who would join the church and blindly follow Bob. Those we call Bobbies. The dread Bobbies, the vile hip wimps who would dilute the church and ruin its message. Bob,
They'll just go around going, praise Bob, praise Bob. Are they willing to pee on Bob's head?
Bob wants you to think for yourself.
He's concerned about the full potential of the human soul, which resides in a pocketbook or a wallet.
The checkbook, the sacred checkbook.
Safety deposit box.
It's not your money that we're really interested in. It's that little piece of your soul that's attached to that dollar
to your money
after residing next to your butt.
If people cared about their families anymore, we'd want a family member. But since they don't care about their own families anymore, we just want their money because that's all they care about anymore.
That's right. The soul used to be located in the foot gland. Now it's in the wallet, thanks to the conspiracy. And it's just a shame that that's the organ we have to be reaching out for.
But we actually don't even spend the money. We take the money and we burn it. Part of your soul that's attached to the dollar bill will be received by our interplanetary eternal space guardians.
Is the fire marshal here?
And the money that we do spend is just used to give Bob visions.
Or we buy Throckwood. Or for the homeless blacklist children.
We have a theory that
To give you the simplest possible overview, in 1998, the men from Planet X are going to come down and seize the world. Bob is the only thing which stands between certain destruction and them. Bob is a salesman. Bob has to demonstrate to the men from Planet X that Bob has the numbers. Demographics. If Bob doesn't have paid-up, dues-paying, book-buying, paraphernalia purchasing members here on Earth in great quantities, then the entire planet will be blasted rather than the X-Men wasting their time to
the
save
aliens
tiny
have the
cars.
same choice that you have when you see a dog by the side of the road that's been hit by a car. You know, they'll come to the Earth, it's like seeing that dog. You can either go to a lot of trouble and take it to a vet, or you can shoot it and put it out of its misery. And if those aliens find a planet full of bobbies instead of followers, instead of true SubGenius.
It's not going to be a classical invasion by these Exes. They're going to be here for maybe 10 minutes. Earth is going to be like a Stuckies in space to them.
So we're trying to reach these space people by sending our prayers up to space on the smoke of burning money.
Use the 20.
Tonight, yeah, bring it up here.
Bring it up.
Before we get started with our first Los Angeles SubGenius Devival, if we could